Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as facts. Nothing that is said about any person, organization, gaming company, or sport topic in general should be taken as facts, as well as any talk about any political, religious, or medical topics. As for medical topics, at all times you should speak to a licensed medical professional before any opinion is considered. Everything that is said on this podcast is opinion-based only. Viewers and listeners' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the DrVtach Show. This podcast is a long-form conversation hosted by DrVtach with the top guests in the world of esports. All from owners, pros, semi-pros, former pros, and content creators of many games. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DrVtach Show. Well, today we have an exclusive, a special guest, a guest that I wanted to bring on a long time ago. This guy's a phenomenal content creator. He's a YouTuber, and his style of content is very unique. Yes, like I said, very unique. He brings a flavor, different type of content that you're just not used to. He's like either a podcaster, or I don't know, but I'm gonna let him explain. But guys, I want to welcome a good friend, Purple. How's it going, brother?
Excellent, man. Thanks for having me on today. It's been awesome.
Awesome. So Purple, tell people what is it that you actually do, because your content is very unique. It like brings a storyline. You're like if I want to know about somebody's biography, I go to your channel.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. The best way I could describe it is storytelling. I really like storytelling. It's what I've always done with my YouTube channel, and as of late, I've had the opportunity to do it with some of the biggest names in Siege, which has been really cool. My whole goal, essentially, is to let someone tell their own story, and I'm just kind of guiding them along the path and editing it all together. I don't actually do that much.
Wow. So you let them do the talking, but I hear you do a lot of the talking. I mean, it's like, you bring like everything. It's like this puzzle, and you put it in a timeline, how it started, how they began, how the person, reached their goals. And it's like really amazing. I mean, I just like, oh man, I gotta bring you on. I'm just like, this guy is phenomenal. Probably make me look good. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It all really just starts with the research, honestly. When someone agrees to talk to me, I should say, I go back and I research their entire career, their whole Wikipedia page, any old interviews they've done, anything like that. And I kind of map out their career, and I write questions around that. And that's really all it is. Once you know all the places you want to visit, you pretty much just have to draw someone a map, and they'll walk you through it.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, what inspired you to do this?
Accident, actually.
Really?
So, I've been on YouTube for a long time. My channel Purple's a little bit newer. It's only like 2.5 years old at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been into video essays, gaming stuff. I really like to, I don't do reviews as much sometimes. What I mostly do is what I call spotlights. I take a game that I love and I want to talk about, and I try to just put a spotlight on everything that I love about it. And at one point I decided that, I have to talk about Siege. I've played it for so long. I've been to multiple invites, been to multiple other events. I love Siege with a passion, like coming up on 4,000 hours played. But I wasn't happy with the game. I think a lot of people can probably agree with that right now. It's been hard. So going into Invite 2024, I decided, this is the time I'm going to make a video about Siege, everything wrong with it, and, just kind of bear my heart out. And I wanted other perspectives, right? Because I dipped my toe in the comp scene. I've played a lot of ranked, but I don't play casual. I'm not really a Siege content creator. I guess I kind of am now, but... and obviously I just wasn't a professional. So I reached out to a bunch of people, and the only one who got back to me was Fabian. And Fabian said, "Yep, happy to work with you, but it'll have to be after Invite." So I said, okay, of course I'm going to wait for the 3-time world champion. And so after Invite, I hit him up, say, hey, can we get something scheduled? And he says, actually, I'm going on vacation hit me up on this date. And I was like, well, that's weird, Turns out that vacation was going to launch the PSG Talon stuff and going to do all the media. It wasn't exactly a vacation. But he comes back, we schedule for a Thursday. Wednesday, the PSG Talon release goes up. So obviously I write an entire new script overnight because, I have all of a sudden the biggest scoop in Siege. And I tell the story of him and the Talons. And I don't know, it worked out really well. People seem to respond to it really well. It's now my second biggest video. And so I just said, let's roll with this. I reached out to some people I really wanted to talk to. I reached out to like Super and Rexon, and they said yes, and I just kept going. I liked telling their stories, and I thought I was pretty okay at it, and keep it rolling.
Yeah, I listened to the one with Super. That came out phenomenal. Yeah, I mean it's really, really good work, to be honest. You know what's really crazy? I tried the YouTube. Yes, I put my content on YouTube, but it's not big on YouTube whatsoever. I don't know why. Mine is more in the Spotify and Apple and all the, podcast platforms. I think people like to listen to podcasts while they're driving or something. But you do some video editing on yours, right?
A little bit. I basically just try to match whatever I'm talking about to what's on the screen. That's about as complicated as I get.
Wow. That's crazy. Now, you use a specific software for this, or you just have you're using basic software?
I'm in the Adobe Creative Cloud. For anyone who's thinking about getting into this, I don't recommend that, but it's the monster I know, and I'm okay spending a little bit of money on it.
I was gonna say Adobe. That's big leagues right there.
Yeah, this all started as just something I enjoyed doing, so I viewed it as a hobby I don't mind spending some money on. Like I race cars and stuff. That's cost me way more money than this. So, at $50 a month for the Creative Cloud wasn't really a big thing for me.
Wow. Wait, you race cars?
I haven't gone out in a long time. COVID kind of slowed me down, and I haven't really gotten back out to it. But I used to go really consistently. Yeah.
Wow. What type of cars do you race?
I have an O2 WRX that I built. It is fully built end-to-end. Almost no part of it is stock. Engine, transmission, driveline, suspension. It's got a cage. Every bit of it is all me, my love, my hard work. I spent years building it, spent years racing it. Love that car to death. Still in the garage. Still daily it. Love that car.
How fast it goes in a quarter mile?
I do not do drag racing. I am a circuit driver. I like turning corners. I like going fast.
Okay. And you never got into iRacing?
No, I find part of it is just like not wanting to spend that kind of money on a setup when I could spend money on like actual car parts. And I don't know, the fun part about racing is all the stuff that makes it hard, working on the car, getting up early, towing your car down there, buying fuel, buying tires, adjusting stuff at the track, and it being dangerous. I guess I like that part.
Yeah, you get that adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I mean,
you pumping.
You come around a corner at 120 miles an hour. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of fun.
Yeah. I don't want to experience that. That is freaking wild. Does. Jeez, that's gotta be wild. That's gotta be crazy. Wow, not too many people that are into that racing. I'm used to that type of racing a lot. In Puerto Rico, where I'm from, there's a lot of people that are just it's a big war between rotary engines and pistons. It's crazy.
I love a good rotary.
Huh?
I love a good rotary. Ooh.
Yeah, rotary. That's a very unique type of engine. I mean, I was like, man, Mazdas are they really know how to do it. So it's like in the island. That's what's mainly competes. They do a lot of quarter mile races. Who has the fastest Toyota, or who has the fastest car versus piston versus, rotary engines, and it's a rush. You're there, you're just watching it, and it's like you just get pumped up. The speed.
Oh, yeah.
People just love speed. And when you're saying you're going 120 and you're turning on a circuit, that's got to be wild.
There's nothing quite like it.
You never crashed or flipped over, made
I've
mistakes?
absolutely crashed. Yeah,
Really?
I've had 2 fires on track. Before I got into racing, I totaled the first car I got doing something I shouldn't talk about. um, I've had offs. I've never actually broken my car on track, but like I said, I've had 2 fires. Neither of those were fun. Drove home both times though. But yeah, no, I've put 5 motors in my car. I've had multiple times where I broke it on Saturday, fixed it on Sunday, went to work on Monday. Yeah, no, I lived that life for a very long time.
Oh, you live and learn, man. That's how you learn. You get better and get better and better and better. Get better and better on what to do and what not to do.
Yeah,
and
race until you break it.
Yeah, safety and the prevention and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why you have a good cage on your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, rollover cage. Now, where are you actually from? You look a little bit. Now I'm gonna guess. Are you Hawaiian by any chance?
No, a lot of people think I am. I'm actually a mixed race. I'm white and black.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Hawaiian. I said he has a little bit of look of Puerto Rican. Because usually when white and black mix, tend to look Latino in a way, Spanish. But then I said, man, he looks a lot like Hawaiian. Like one of my friends are Hawaiian, look identical. You look at one of the actors that I always see in, that portrays like the Hawaiian. Okay, so you live were you born and raised over here? Part of the United States, Florida, or where you from?
Born and raised Tucson, Arizona. Still live here.
Oh, okay, Arizona, man.
Yeah, so I do live in a big Hispanic community as well. I get that a lot.
Yeah. People just come up to you and start talking in Spanish, and you're like, no hablo inglés.
It's happened a couple times for sure.
Man, let me tell you what. I went to Arizona one day, and I was there, company meeting and marketing company I used to work for. And they say, hey, just stay here. If you don't go out to go to lunch, there's this food truck going to come by. It's Mexican food truck. You're going to have the best tacos in the world. And oh my God, freaking delicious. Mm-hmm. It's authentic. Arizona's big Mexican population there.
Oh, yeah.
They made it was like so freaking good. And I asked the people in the food truck, I said, man, what is it you do to the meat? And they said, the trick is all in the wood. What they use to grill.
Probably mesquite wood.
Yes, mesquite wood, yes. I said, are you serious? They go, yep, this is the wood. We use this. I was like, my goodness. I was trying to pinpoint. I couldn't. I was thinking they were putting some type of sauce or some type of special rub. And they go, no, it's the wood. Cilantro and lime. That's it. No cheese or nothing.
Oh, yeah. No cheese. None of that. Don't need it.
Yeah, they say that's American style. That's what the Americans do. They put cheese. Yeah, don't do that. Wow, man. So you've been playing Siege for how long? Have you been playing it since beta, or you played it not too long? How many years you been playing it?
Technically, I bought the game on launch. I just assumed it was another Rainbow Six game. I thought it was Patriots. I thought it was just like Patriots gone through a name change. Mm-hmm. And I found out it was basically multiplayer only, and I went, ugh, no, and I stopped. And I got back into it right at the beginning of Operation Health on Xbox, and it's actually the reason I bought a PC, and I moved over to PC in Chimera. I've been playing a long time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember Operation Health. I played the game since beta, and I just didn't like it. I hated it. I wasn't used to it. I was like, you can't run, you can't jump, you can't do anything. I mean, what the heck? This is not like Battlefield, not like Call of Duty. Those games kind of like ruin you. You know, it's like you get so used to the fast and shooting and running and shooting. And then when you play Rainbow, it's like you hit a brick wall. Everything is different. You can't be running and shooting. You'll die real quick. The lifespan, in the game, you're not going to last long. So are you into? Do you play rank a lot, or you don't play rank a lot on it, or do you just play with a couple friends, or you're more a solo guy?
When I played, it was pretty much exclusively ranked. I haven't played this season at all. I played a little bit more than I usually would last season. I've kind of just fallen off. Rank 2.0 kind of killed the game for me because we don't really have a rank system anymore, and that sucks. I don't like things like yellow ping and attacker repick. I feel like kind of the soul of the game has been lost a little bit, and I've always been a single player guy. Siege is the only multiplayer game I've really ever gotten into, and yeah, because all my friends kind of stopped playing the game. I have one friend I duel with. He's much better at the game than me, thankfully, so he carries me through stuff. But yeah, I've fallen out of love with the game. I love the esports side of it. I think the esport is the best esport in the world, hands down. I mean, you can see that people listening can't see this, but that's from Invite. That's from U.S. Nationals. Like, I love the esport. I love it to death. I'll probably be at Invite this year, but playing the game is it's rough right now. It's in a bad state. You can't not play cheaters, and it kind of sucks.
It's crazy. It's gone overboard. I think Ubi should take a step back and see what Valorant is doing, because I hear Valorant is doing really good against cheaters. They're really tough. They're really tough on them. So their anti-cheat, I think, is totally different. I think they do PC ban or something like that. They catch you cheating, your computer will be completely banned. You could just do whatever you want, but that's what I heard. Allegedly, that's what it appears to be, that what they said. So I don't know 100%. So
definitely need some kind of change. Go forward.
They do, because the cheating is just, it's really bad, and it's to the point that any new player that comes in, they're not going to enjoy the game, and they're just going to uninstall and play something else.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's how you lose customers, lose business, lose gamers. And now a lot of people, you see them playing different games, Elden Ring, and playing other games, and not playing that much Rainbow. And then if you do play Rainbow, you're better off playing Standard, because if you face a cheater, well, there is cheaters in Standard as well, which is that's another thing I complain. I really wish they bring back Unranked.
Oh my God, yes.
So, because I'm also a solo guy. I like to play by myself. I play solo. I don't feel the pressure that I'm letting my friends down. So, if they bring back Unranked, then it's fine. You could pick and ban, but Standard, there's still cheaters in there, and it's just it sucks. It really does. It sucks. I mean, UB has to do something, because they're gonna just lose and lose and lose and lose until another company puts out another game that's at least something equivalent. I mean, I don't know who can, but it's just wow. It's sad. It is really sad. And I understand your point about the pings and all these new things. They try to make like everybody kind of happy in a way, but then at the same time is backfiring, because back then it was a little bit harder. You gotta find that enemy that you're trying to kill. But if you have people on their drones pinging their location, it kind of gives it away. So basically, you're being like the operator Jackal. He pings your location, and I don't know. The game doesn't feel like it was in back in the days.
No, they've gone after a lot of skill-based mechanics, which is what I really disagree with. I've been won over to attacker repick a little bit. I think there is some amount of skill in that, but like, you used to have to actually know callouts. No one knows callouts anymore. I hear on ping more than I hear anything else.
That's true.
You see little things going away, like one punch barricades. There was no reason to take that out. It was just something that better players could do and worse players couldn't, so they got rid of it. You have things like Maverick used to be able to get 2 hatches, but only if you practice. Now everyone can get 2 hatches. They slowly have worked their way away from actually having to get good at the game, and I don't like that. I don't like a game where I don't know. I don't want COD, right? In COD, everything's easy. I didn't play COD for a reason. I played Siege, and I wish we could have that back.
Yeah, the competitiveness back then was really, really tough. You had to be really, really good. The callouts had to be insane and on point. But like you said, yeah, that's all you hear now. On ping, on ping, on ping. I wonder if that's going to be taken away in the future, probably in Pro League, and probably if they're, they're playing lands, they may remove it. That's one of the things that I just don't like about the new operator, Deimos, whatever his name is. It's as soon as he puts out a little drone, it's just going to immediately ping you. And it's like, dang it, what's the point? Then it stays there for a while. It doesn't just like pings you for like a half a second or 2 seconds. It pings you for a long time. Then you're trying to escape it and you can't, and it's just like, oh man. They make it, then they're saying, oh, it was very defender sided. So now we're trying to make it more, balance. So if you're in offense, what to do, but I was like, I don't know. They just made way too much. I got upset with the frost mat. You fall on the frost mat, it's like you take only 30 seconds or not 30 seconds, like 3 seconds and you're already, that person is out. So I'm like, well, then what's the point of the frost mat? If as soon as they land, it's just like they're already taking it out. And by the time you could go to them to shoot them, they're already out of the trap. I mean, I say give it other extra couple seconds,
Something, yeah.
Yeah, something. Just wow. I don't know, man. I don't know what
tough.
UB's going to do. It is tough.
I think the truth of it is that the majority of their player base is on console where they don't play cheaters. I know Sim is an entirely different issue, but
yeah,
the reality is the PC market, especially like the high tier, like Champ, Diamond players, we're such a small percentage of the population that we're just not worth spending the money on. And that's like the sad truth, because I think that's the population that, like, I don't know. I think it's a population that's really important to your game, because
correct.
If you're not incentivized, that's the biggest problem, right? There's no incentive to be good at the game right now, because the higher rank you get, the more cheaters you play, your teammates don't get any better, and all the bad mechanics become worse as you get higher. So there's no incentive to become good at Rainbow Six right now, and that's the biggest problem the game has. And I don't think it's ever going to change. I don't think they see an incentive to change it. From a money standpoint.
You hit a good point. Yeah, that's a good standpoint, because honestly, I never saw it. I never saw that point of view. It and you're right. It's like it's more marketed towards console. Sim is, yes. You shouldn't be plugging in your mouse and keyboard to your Xbox, your console, in order to play. For that, just plug it on your computer and just play PC.
Absolutely.
Make it fair and square. I mean, you're going against controller players, and not every controller player have the skills and the ability to know how to defend themselves against a mouse and keyboard player. I mean, I know how to do it. It's very hard. I do play controller on PC. My rank has always been plat. Even in console, always been plat. I never went any higher. I almost got, my highest was a plat 1, but I mean, my thing was never to try to go higher ranks and go. It was more to have fun. Just to have fun, just enjoy the game and have fun. So I do a lot of, crazy stuff with controller on my PC. And people are like, man, are you on freaking controller? I'm like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, why don't you switch to M&K? Is much better. I was like, well, look at this. You're going 2-5. I'm going 6-2 or 6-1. Now tell me, why should I change?
If it works, right?
Yeah. I said, obviously my style has to be very different. I can't just go in there and just attack like Shaiko, like Bolo, and then try to pull those type of moves. I got to go very, very, very very slow and look at my surroundings and just play it very safe. And I know when I'm playing against a really good player and when I'm not. It's, years and years and years, since beta, so I just like learn and how to take corners and what to do and different scenario, because I know the people that I'm going against are using mouse and keyboard, and they're going to have super faster reaction. You know, it's tough. One of my buddies that came on the episode here is Royal Penguin. Royal is a good friend of Jinxie, and he is probably one of the only people that I know that hit champion controller on PC, and also, you know, he's a champion on console. Phenomenal guy. Huge on TikTok, very huge. So, you know, it's kind of crazy. But, you know, it's like you said, you know, this cheating going around, and it's just hurting the game. And I hope UB does something about that, because Sim really sucks, you know. And I mean, I'd rather go against, to be really honest with you, I'd rather go against a player that's using Sim versus somebody that's wall hacking.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, not even close.
I mean, because I face wall hackers like freaking crazy. It's ridiculous. It's like and it was really weird. One day I was playing somebody, and I crouched down, and you see the gun just go all automatically down. They're like aiming at my head or whatever. I crouched down, and I'm behind the wall because you see the kill cam, and I crouched down, and you could see him going whoop. I said, "Oh, I'm reporting him." Afterwards, I think like a week later, a few days later, I get the notification that said, "Thank you. We addressed the issue." I'm like, yes, freaking ban that guy. Freaking ban him.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy the cheats people get away with, and like they don't get banned for God knows how long. They've gotten a little bit better at being faster, but they certainly aren't outweighing the cheater problem.
Yeah. I think they use some type of software that scans or whatever, does something. Because I don't know if they have employees actually like looking every single clip to see if this person is cheating. Because, man, it will be thousands and thousands of people they have to check. You know, everybody reports everybody, you know.
If there was actually people live watching games, there just wouldn't... you'd cut down on such a huge percent of the cheater population. Just the amount of spin botters and people flying around, you could get rid of that stuff in an afternoon. Yeah.
So tell me your experience with SI. Which one you went? The Brazil?
No, I've been to SI 2020. 2020? Yeah, 2020 when SSG won. That was really fun, and I also went to 2023. 2020 was a really fun one for me. First time I'd ever flown out of the country. Got my passport for it. Flew out to Montreal, obviously. Went there rooting for G2. That didn't work out. No one I ever root for ever wins. That's just how that goes. You know, sat in the Brazilian section, rooted for the Ninjas. That didn't go very well. But I had a wonderful time. I love the snow. I love the cold. Montreal in February works for me. I know everyone else hates it, but especially coming from a desert, I love it to death. And then I also went to SI 2023. I went to both by myself. Loved them both. Love Montreal. It's a beautiful city. There's not a ton to do there in the winter, but it's still really, really nice. Obviously, SI 2023 was just epic. There was amazing games there, like, you know, Rogue versus Koi, and you got not Rogue versus Koi, Astralis versus Koi. Sorry, that was an amazing game. The grand final was crazy. That whole event was just fantastic, except for the dev Q&A. I didn't love that, but
that's the one that G2 won, right?
Yes.
That's when Fabian came back and won it. That was crazy. That was crazy. I did not expect him to come back and just win SIs. Like, wait 1 second. You didn't take not even 2 years on your first year.
He clearly knows how to win, man. He may not know how to shoot anymore, but he knows how to win.
Yeah, he knows how to win. He's phenomenal. I mean, he's good. He's really good. So now isn't he like doing, now he's with another organization, right? Him and Pengu.
Yeah, now they do PSG Talent. Pengu is content creator and assistant. Fabian is the head coach. And what he has done with PSG Talent is nothing short of remarkable. I mean, it's insanity.
Wow.
Truly. I mean, because I did a lot of research on the team when I did the video, and the last major they went to was Atlanta. They won 7 rounds between 3 games, 7 rounds, and then they come back with Fabian and they beat BDS. That's insanity.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's crazy. So that was when you were over there. Did you like get a lot of autographs from jerseys and from the guys or anything?
So actually, if you give me a second, I can show you something.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Hang these up on my wall. I actually have more than one. But every time I go to an event now, I build a custom keyboard, and I get these signed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Freaking wild. Folks, he has a keyboard with tons of autographs.
Yeah, I have one from SI 2020. I have one this is from SI 2023. I have one from Atlanta. And the next event I go to, I'll build another one.
Wow.
That's
Save
my
that
favorite thing
baby.
to do now. Yeah, I always do a custom powder coat on them. I always do something different.
To protect it, making sure they don't...
No, the color.
Oh, the
so
color?
I do custom colors on these. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell without light, but it's actually like a reflective purple on this one. There's a sparkle to it. Yeah. So I always do something different, and I really enjoy it.
Oh, cool, man. That's something. Well, I know you're gonna treasure for many, many years.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
When you have kids. I mean, get married, have kids. You're gonna show them like, who's this? They're gonna be like, no, who's that? You're like, oh gosh, it's one of
Who's
the greatest.
Smith?
Yeah, who's this guy? Who's this? Who's Fabian? Who is he? They probably might say, who's Ninja? I don't know that guy. Isn't he like a Fortnite guy? It's kind of crazy because I had Fatality. Oh, that's a guy I would really like you to do a story on. Fatality, the 12-time champion on 5 different games. The guy is, well, imagine, inducted in the Esport Hall of Fame. And he agreed to come on the show. I was so friggin' happy. So friggin' happy. That was like crazy. So I'm like, dude, you're the pillar. You're the guy that created, like basically the foundation of esport. I mean, the guy was wild. He traveled all over. So, I mean, I really wish I could get an autograph from that guy. Yeah, that's wild. So, on the first one, you did you had other on your, when you went to 2020 SI, right? You said?
Yeah.
And no, you have autographs with keyboards on that? Oh.
Yeah, I have a different one from each event I've gone to.
Oh, okay. Dang. So you only been on 2 events?
I've actually been to a lot. I've been to SI 2020, 2023. I was at the Atlanta Major, and I've been to U.S. Nationals twice.
Oh, the Atlanta Major. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I hear that the next SI is going to be here in the U.S.
East Coast, yeah.
East Coast. We just don't know where.
No, but they told us in July last year, so I assume they'll tell us soon.
Okay. I'm crossing my fingers it'll be in Florida and Orlando. But, rumors are allegedly, I don't know. They say it's going to be East Coast. Some people say, oh, it's already leaked out. They already said it's going to be in New York. So I don't know how true it is.
I don't think they do it in New York. I think
I don't think so either. It's going to probably be very expensive. I cross my fingers and hope it'll be like in Orlando. Because if it is, then a lot of the guys, I'm going to say, guys, let's meet up in Universal Studios and let's go for the rides and have some fun. And then, let's go compete. Come a week earlier or something. That'd be wild. I mean, that would be really crazy.
That'd be fun. A lot of my friends live out on the East Coast, so it'd just be nice to go to an event with them. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. That'd be, yeah. It'd be good weather, so.
I think everything's probably better than Montreal in February, right?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I love it. I love the 5-degree weather, but most people don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, when Florida gets cold, we get the cold fronts and it's just brutal. I mean, 50 degrees for me, I'm going crazy. Even at 60. When I see the temperature of 60 drop down to 60 in the morning, I just I'm putting like 2 layers of jackets. I mean, I just can't take it. I'm not used to it no more. And we got a lot of people that we call them snowbirds, and they're basically from Canada. And
I know
they're
what you're
like,
talking about.
oh my goodness, I go outside with no shirt in this temperature. This is nothing. I'll walk out in shorts and a t-shirt. That's it. I'm like, geez, this is cold.
I'm that guy. I showed up to work in shorts in 20-degree weather when I worked outside in Phoenix. I'm that weirdo. I'm that guy.
Well, you're tough, man.
I can't do the heat though. I live in Arizona, so I live in the wrong place. But God, I hate the heat.
I know. I was gonna say you hate the heat, and you live in Arizona, so that's
It's a controversy, I know.
yeah, it is. It is. Now, you thinking about moving, or you
Never.
studying, or anything
Never.
else?
Born and raised here, I'll die here. I may not love the weather, but I love a lot of things about Arizona, and I'll never go.
That's home.
Yeah.
That's home. Yeah. Now, you're any chance of going to college or for what you're doing and becoming?
No, I went to a technical school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably older than you think I am, but I went to a technical school to work on cars. I did that for a very long time. I had an unfortunate circumstance that forced me to move home, so I just kind of took the opportunity to pivot in a career path. I'd like to do YouTube one day. That's not what I'm doing. Right now, obviously, I don't make that much money from it. I don't really make any money from it, but for now, I'm happy to just work, support myself. Not doing anything too interesting. But I'd like to do YouTube one day. I'd really like that to be my career path.
But bro, you're on the right path and you're doing it, and it's phenomenal work. I just think you're underrated. I want your name to be out there more than ever. I mean, your work is unique, is spectacular. I really like it, and you deserve it. You deserve the recognition. And everybody that's listening, please. I know I say this at the end of the stream and stuff like that, but you got to check this guy out. I mean, his work is phenomenal. You would think that he works for some type of studio and for, does this work apart. It's very professional. Very professional.
Don't oversell me.
Oh man, it's bro. I tip my hat off to you. You honestly do a really good job. Now that my podcast is over 42 countries. Hopefully, some people around the world start tuning into your stuff. A lot of what's really crazy. I asked one of my buddies. I told him that I was going to bring you on. And they're like, oh, but wait 1 second. But he's a content creator. You sure you want to bring somebody that's competing? I said, this is no competition. I said, listen, podcasters don't compete against other podcasters. Never. No. It's not like that. Are you sure? And I'm like, no.
We're not taking any views from each other.
Yeah, I said, Joe Rogan, 90% of everybody that he brings on his channel, on his podcast, are podcasters.
Yeah.
He brings, Jordan Peterson? Oh, they're going to compete. There's this different type of content. People like to listen to different things. It's like a radio channel. I mean, I have 7 or 8 people I listen to on podcasts. I listen to Joe. I listen to Tiger Belly, and I listen to a whole other sorts of people. It's just so they just don't compete. I said the reason why you're seeing it as a competition, because your mentality is competition. You're about esports. You're in pro league, and you're competing against other players and teams. It's not always like that, and podcasting is not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a deeply competitive person. I'm the guy that you don't want to play Monopoly with, but I don't see content that way. There's room for everybody in the space. Everybody can win. I truly think that, like, especially because, like, we're not putting out, like, 3 weeks worth of content every day, right?
Correct.
There's time in the day to watch everybody's stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying on podcasts and stuff like that. I listen to like a whole bunch of people, and Joe Rogan is actually the longest one. I'm like, damn, Joe, freaking 3 hours with one guy. Okay, how do you do it? And honestly, I love it because I learn from him. I learn from him. That's why my content, I try to make it more like people getting to know that other person. Let's carry on different type of conversations. Doesn't always have to be about gaming. Different flavors. I know some other podcasters, they like to concentrate just on the gaming and all the skills and all this other stuff. Me, I just go with the flow and that's it. Just like if we just finally first met and we're just having 2 drinks together, and let's just have a good combo, forget about it.
Yeah, there's no reason we all got to be hostile, right?
Oh yeah, no, especially in podcasting. So I told my friend, I said, no, it's not like that. I said, on the contrary, everybody that comes on, I want them to do good, And I told them a lot of them, they're on Twitch, they stream, so who cares? Just have a good time. The
Absolutely.
day if I get big, then good, amen. Still doesn't phase me. I'm just gonna keep on bringing in the same people, bring more people on the show and have a good time. I'm not gonna change. So that's wild. So from cars and autos, you've been doing that, and then Rainbow and YouTube. You said something that kind of like, okay, wait, how old is he? Because you just said you made me a lot older than what I think. So let me take a wild guess. Let me see if I get this. 25.
You're close. I'm a little bit older than that. 27.
27. Okay.
27 going on 28.
Okay. Well, I say 25 because I 27, 28. Okay, that makes sense. You're very mature. Yeah, I could tell. So. Well, yeah, you're still young, man. Enjoy life, dude.
I feel old in the gaming space because there's so many young people around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Finding out people are like 19, it's like, what? You've done how much?
Yeah.
Talking to Gunner made me feel like an old man.
Oh, really? Gunner is wild. Really
he's
nice
an
guy.
MVP. He's 20 years old. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Gunner is cool. He's very energetic. I've been trying to get him on the pod, and he's like, yeah. Then he just like so freaking busy.
Yeah.
So busy. He's like, oh gosh. I was like, well, Gunnar, I'm gonna have to push you to the next month until whenever you can. But I'm happy for him because a lot of people, they hated on him a lot, after it got released by Sonic, and they were just trash talking the guy.
Oh, they trash talked him way before he got released by Sonic.
And I was like defending him, and I was like, stop it, he's not like that, he's freaking good, you'll see. And when he won, Beast Coast won, I was so freaking happy. So freaking happy.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah. That's that Cinderella story.
I thought it was always clear he was just a really good player that didn't fit on that team, right? That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes talented people just don't work together, and that's fine. And they went off. I think the Sonics look better without Gunner. Obviously not as good as Beast Coast, but I think Gunner really got to shine and show how good he is, and I think that worked out best for everybody. I'm a little biased. I'm a big Sonics fan, but I think it worked out best for everybody.
Oh, really? You're a big Sonics fan?
Huge. I should say I'm a big Rexon fan.
Oh, okay.
I will follow Rexon wherever he goes, but I've really
buddy,
grown on the
man.
Sonics.
Rexon is my buddy. Phenomenal guy. He's high class. Actually, I had him on the pod. He came over. He said, sure, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, no,
really?
He's a great dude. He's easy.
Very, very great individual, good-hearted person. No freaking ego, none of that crap like I'm better than you, none of that stuff. No, he's like very, very humble. I think the world of him. I love him to pieces. That's one of the things I like about him. How humble he is, And when he went through his injuries with his arm and lifting in the gym and etc., we will talk because my wife's a nurse and I work in the medical field, but I do something different. I deal with EKG, I deal with heart rhythms. This is why I advise a lot of these youngsters don't be drinking too much energy drink because trust me, it's not good for your heart. So before consuming any of those type of products, make sure you talk to your doctor. Ask your doctor if drinking a lot of Red Bulls and Monsters and all this stuff is right for you, because honestly, it's taking a toll. It's not doing too good for a lot of people.
I was lucky. I hated the taste of energy drinks. It worked out well for me.
Oh, really? I think good for you.
Ugh, gross.
You drink coffee?
I don't even drink coffee, actually, no. I don't really do... it's not like an intentional thing, but I don't really... I've gotten off soda, and I just don't really do caffeine, really. It's not like a conscious choice. It's just... I don't know.
I wean myself off of soda as well because of that tumor, that cancer they found in my kidney. One of my kidneys, and they took it out. So the doctor was like, okay, you got to cut down your calories. You got to do this because it's this due to your weight gain and all this stuff. This is 90-something% of the chance. That's why you got what you got. So I was like, oh crap, so I will cut off all sodas, and what I will drink from time to time is sparkling water. Just sparkling water. I'll drink that. It's, you're trying to trick your mind into like you're drinking soda, but you're actually not.
Yeah, I get that.
No sugar, zero sugar, zero aspartame, because I don't like, that sweeteners is kind of dangerous too. I mean, too much of it is not good for you because everything, filters through your kidneys. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop that. Just drink a lot of water and just drink, sparkling water.
It's crazy how much better you feel when you switch to water, right?
I know, right? It's like you feel lighter, you feel clean. It's like all the toxins in your body go out of your body. But now all I got to do is just change a lot of the meats. I eat a lot of pork, and it's, in my culture, pork chops and stuff like that. It's like, gotta cut back on all that stuff. Hit the air, use the air fryer more than, frying your food in oil.
Yeah.
When you make the change to drink water only, like within years, or you've been doing it for a while?
I'm definitely not water only. I'm water heavy. It's partially just because I live in such a hot climate. Like, we probably 6 months out of the year, we're over 100 degrees. So it's just, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But, no, it wasn't a conscious choice. I wanted to get away from soda. I never really liked coffee. I still live off lemonade. I have a sweet tooth. I really do. But I drink a ton of water, and it's nicer. You feel better. I've had a couple heat strokes. It's not a good time.
What the heck, really?
Okay, so
holy smack.
When I was a mechanic with Subaru, I worked in an outdoor shop in Phoenix. Phoenix is hotter than Tucson, and it gets bad out there. And, we're doing 120-degree summers in a concrete box. So it's not even like open air. There's like a concrete box of a shop, and so everything gets trapped inside. And I I did something very stupid once. I worked a whole Saturday outside, just the usual, like, 9 hours. But, I decided afterwards they were doing a late-night race at the track. So I said, it's like summer beat the heat or whatever. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, I'm going to go do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I did 2 runs, and after the third one, my friend had to drag me out of the car. I was like, I paid for 3. He's like, get over here. You need water. You're having a heat stroke. I was like, I want to go. It was a terrible idea. It wasn't fun at all. It was a terrible track. It was Wild Horse East. It was terrible. My other friend made fun of me for getting beat up by a 500 horsepower Mini, and I'm like, he's fast. It was terrible. It was just the worst. Never do that. Never again.
Freaking wild, man.
Drink your water.
Drink your water, man. Drink your water. I mean, it's so important to just drink water. And if you squeeze a little bit of lemon in it, even better. So healthy for you.
Yeah.
Just cleans it does so much. does so much, even prevents a lot of cases of, a lot of stuff. It just prevents. Just I tell people, just look it up. Water and lemon. Even fights so much, diseases and fights against cancers and stuff like that. Just water and lemon. Squeeze some lemon. I mean, of course, lemonade is like freaking. I mean, you put the sugar in it right there, just like, oh.
Oh yeah.
I switched now that sugar. I went from sugar to using not stevia, monk fruit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very, very like healthy alternative sugar. So it's a little fruit, and obviously they dry it up and whatever to turn it into like a sugar powder base. So it's not like aspartame and none of that type of stuff or Splenda or nothing. So monk fruit is actually natural, organic, non-GMO. I get the ones that like pure organic and non-GMO, and just put some in there. Because now I know that my body and my kidneys that I have to take care of now, they will process it and it will be okay. It's not processing chemicals and stuff like that. So, yeah. It's got to take care of what you put in your body, especially nowadays, because there's so much stuff out there that you just don't know. And these sodas, they pound them with so much sugar. And it's freaking crazy, man. It's freaking crazy. There's one thing that always happens to me when I go to Arizona, when I used to go a lot. Man, my lips would get freaking dry, get chapstick. Bro, I remember the first time I landed and we were driving, and all of a sudden my coworkers were like looking at me and they said, "You're licking a lot your lips, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "This is your first time in Arizona?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Boy, you better pull over to the gas station and get some chapstick. And I'm like, "What?" They go, "Yeah, man, it's dry heat. You gotta drink a lot of water." That's what they're telling me. You gotta drink a lot of water, man. And bro, my lips just turned into like crust, and it was just like hurting. And then, I learned my lesson. Always, use
You
chapstick.
learn lessons quick out here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I bet, man. I bet. So you live on your own, or you live with your family, mom, dad, or?
I live with my great-grandmother and my brother and sister, actually.
Okay.
Although
God bless you,
my
man.
brother's about to go to the Army right now. He ships out in August, and my sister's about to start college. She'll be at the dorm. So it'll be a quiet house pretty soon.
Oh, man.
I'm 9 and 8 years older than them, so they were a little bit behind me.
Okay. And your brother's going to the Army, man. Good for him.
He actually, it took him a long time to get in. I'm very proud of him. He's on the spectrum, so they denied him for a long time, and he just fought it. He fought it for about a year and a half, and they finally let him in.
They're like, okay, wait 1 second. This guy has this passion to join. Let's just get him in.
Yeah, it's the first thing I think I've truly seen him passionate about, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah, well, me too, and I don't even know him. Tell him I'm proud of him. Tell him thank you so much for your to join and for your service. I mean, he's gonna have fun. It's gonna change him. It's gonna change him. Probably when he comes back, you're gonna see him more buffed and more tough, and you're gonna like, whoa, what the heck? They get they completely change. Now he's going to the Army, right? Not Marines or anything.
Army, yeah. Marines wouldn't let him in. He wanted Marines. He wanted Marines desperately. They wouldn't take him.
Oh gosh. Tell him to do the Army. I have a cousin that he did Army, and then he did Army for I don't know how many years, 10 years or 8 years, 10 years. And then he switched to Coast Guard. Oh. And loves the Coast Guard. He's done it 20, and now he retired. I think he did 30 years completely. 30? No. I'm sorry. Not 30 years. He did 20 years. 10 and 8 and something, or 10 and 10, something like that. And he told me, man, if I could go back in time, I would have never gotten the Army. I would have just stuck to Coast Guard. I go, why? It's more action. It's fun. You're protecting the coast. Stuff like that. I was like, okay. So I said, you don't get deployed overseas. And he goes, very rarely we'll get deployed because we're protecting the United States. We're protecting the borders. We're always, checking boats and people that are, trafficking drugs or whatever, human trafficking, whatever.
involved.
We're watching, the waters, the coastline. And then for him to be stationed somewhere, it was a lot easier for him to, like, if he wanted to be like in California or want to be in Florida, it's way much easier. They could put you in these places that are near to your home. It was really cool. I was like, wow. But yeah, he did it and he retired. He says, okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm not going to do no more. So that's awesome. And your sister is now studying. So now you're going to be the only person there with your great grandma, you said?
Yeah, that's actually why I moved. She asked me to move back and help her take care of the house and stuff. So that's why I'm here. And I mean, I love it. It's the house I grew up in.
Yeah. Well, you like to have your great grandma, man. Not everybody can say that.
Oh yeah, I know. It's definitely it's a weird thing. No one ever expected, like, wait, great grandma?
Yeah, like great. Yeah. I mean, I had my great grandma for quite some time. She lived to 104.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was crazy in Puerto Rico. Yeah, she lived to 104, and I think I was in my early 20s when she passed away. So people were like, "Man, you're so lucky. You were able to spend time and be with your have her in your life." I wish I would have met my great grandma. And I'm like, yeah, I was lucky. She was strict. She was very old fashioned, man. Old fashioned. I mean, me putting shorts on and walking in the house with her, she would just like give me like that dirty look, like, oh, men don't wear those type of shorts. My great grandma, I was like, listen, we're living a different era now. Then she was like, give us a story back in the days when a loaf of bread would cost 3 cents. And I'm like, oh, okay. And men would wear ties and suits all the time and dress super properly. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it, why she's like that. So it was funny. I was like, man. So yeah, well, I mean, you're there with your family. You're there taking care of the house, and now your brother's out. Your sister's going to college. What's she's going to study?
Psychology.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
She's a smart one.
Oh, so she's the smartest of the family then.
It's up for debate, but
yeah.
I'm very proud of both my brother and sister. They're somewhere between siblings and kids for me. So it's a weird relationship, but I love them to death, and I'm more proud of them than I've ever been of anything I've ever done. So
yeah, tell her that not to try no psychology baloney on you. So that's not gonna work on me. You know that, right? I'm your freaking brother. I know what you're trying to pull. It's not gonna work. Don't try to do anything to my brain. You're not trying to switch my thoughts. You're still gonna not go out with that freaking douchebag. You're gonna stay home.
Oh, I'm so lucky. She has the most amazing boyfriend. I love that kid.
Oh, really?
Death. Oh, he's such a good kid. I pray they stay together. He's a good old country boy. He treats her super well. Oh my God, I love him. He's coming over to the barbecue on Saturday. If she stays with him for the rest of her life, I'll be a very happy man. That's
good, man. That's really important when you have, your sister, sibling, somebody, your family that in a relationship that you're like, you feel peace. You're like, yes, I feel good. I feel peace. This guy is a good guy. This is a good woman, whoever that's in the family, and then you feel peace. That is so important.
Makes life easy.
Yeah, makes life way easy because they're not gonna, put that your family in danger. Your sister, it's not gonna put her in danger. He's not into things that he shouldn't be into. If he's a good country boy, he's doing what he's got to do. He's a workaholic, and he treats her like gold. Then fine. So basically, you're gonna have to protect him from her. Like,
yes,
okay,
actually.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna have to protect him from her. Okay, now stop. Hey, I'm jumping in here, Oh, it's crazy. Same thing happened with my brother-in-law. Said the same thing. I said, he told me, he said, Jeff, I don't worry about you, man. I just worry about my sister, and her temper is off the rails, and you would notice. You would notice. I'm like, oh gosh, what I got myself into. Well, Purple, I'm gonna. Sadly, gotta let you go, brother. I got other things to do, man. But it was so fun, so nice talking to you, man.
Oh man, I appreciate having you on. This has been wonderful and relaxing.
Yeah, thank you so much, man, for coming on. Well, I'll give everybody a minute. Tell everybody your socials, where they could find you, all of it. Go ahead, stage is yours, man. Go ahead.
So I'm terrible at branding myself, so my Twitter is @carriedgolds. It's an old team thing from Siege. Instagram @bluerose_bugeye. It's all my car. You probably don't want to follow me there. But the important thing is YouTube. YouTube @purple_pp. Yes, I know I have a funny name. Follow me on YouTube. That's where you'll find the best of my content. And yeah, I've got Leon Gids will come out before this episode comes out, so that's really exciting. I'll have Mass Effect 2 out in a little bit. And yeah, I hope you guys come along for the journey. I hope you like it.
Okay, folks. Well, you heard it from the man himself. Thank you so much. Please follow him. He's on Twitter. But follow his YouTube channel. Trust me, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, guys. You're gonna love it. It's real awesome. You're gonna like it. Okay. Well, guys, everyone, take care. Have a good one. Till next time. Peace. Okay, brother. Okay, man. Well, thank you so much, man.
No, thank you. This has been an awesome opportunity. I never thought anyone would reach out to me like this.
Thank you for listening to the DrVtach Show, and don't forget to click follow.